સાથે GE શિપિંગના ED અને ગ્રુપ CFO G શિવકુમાર જોડાઈ ગયા છે. Mr. Shivkumar, welcome to CNBC Bazaar. Sir, first of all, we would like to know about buyback details and which kind of cash outflow we can expect from this buyback. As we seen, there is a premium, almost 13% premium offer price you offer for the buyback of 225 crores. So, which are the details for the buyback and which kind of cash outflow we can expect?
Yeah. So in its board meeting 2 days ago, the company announced a buyback of up to 225 crore rupees at a maximum price of 333 rupees per share. So the maximum outlay we have is 225 crore rupees. Our cash balance in the company itself on a standalone basis is in excess of 3,000 crores. So it's less than 10%. Now, in terms of cash outflow, you will be aware that there is a buyback tax which came into effect from 2019 July budget, which effectively adds a cost of about 23% when we do a buyback of shares. So then the total cost, if we do the full buyback of 225 crore rupees, if we manage to execute it, will be in the region of 280 crores of cash outflow, which is still less than 10% of the cash reserves of the company.
Right. Sir, as we seen, you making a buyback on 13% premium. So, is that any good trend we seen in industry for the year of 2022?
No, the trends continue to be what they were, say, in October, when we declared our results for the second quarter of FY22. The tanker markets are still weak, as they have been for at least 4 to 5 quarters now. They are slightly better, but still not at profitable levels. And tankers, of course, are 60% of the shipping fleet. Bulk carriers and LPG ships are doing well. They are still at profitable levels. But the tanker market is still struggling to recover because of the pandemic impact. Still, the oil demand has not recovered to the pre-pandemic levels, especially the airline fuel demand, as you can imagine, is still quite poor. So that's why the demand for tankers is not high, and that's why the rates are very poor. So in terms of industry outlook, though the future, we think that there should be a recovery, it is still not seen in the rates for the tankers.
Okay.
However,
sir, I think
in
yes,
relation
yes, sir,
to,
please.
I should mention, in relation to the book value, which is consolidated book value, which is about 530 rupees per share, and the consolidated net asset value, which is the intrinsic value of the shares, taking the market value of the assets into account, which is little over 600 rupees per share. We thought that the stock is quite a good investment. Also because we have collected a lot of, we have had a lot of good cash flow in the last 2 years. And therefore, we thought we should use some of our cash flow for buying back the stock.
Right. Then, sir, one more thing is about on freight rates, because as we've seen last 6 months, freight rates are on the much more rising side. What kind of trend we expect in freight rate? Do we seen any kind of cool off this year, or still the demand is very high and freight rate will be staying on elevated level?
So I think you may be referring to the container freight rates, which have been very high for the last 1 year.
Yep.
But we are not in the container sector. So I can't comment on that because we don't have any expertise there. The one other sector which has been doing very well in the last 6 months is dry bulk, where the freight rates went up to the highest levels seen since 2010-11. So that continues to do quite well, though seasonally now it is going into the lean the first quarter of the year is normally quite weak. So the rates have been softening in the last week or two. But otherwise, the dry bulk market freight rates have been quite high. So these are rates for transporting things like iron ore, coal, steel, and say food grains.
Okay. Sir, as we talk on nearly 31st December, so I would like to know about your outlook for the 2022. Which kind of growth we expect in shipping market overall on industry basis, and as well as which kind of growth seen in GE shipping too?
So first, let me take the question on GE Shipping. As I mentioned earlier, we have enjoyed good cash flows in the last 2 years. Our debt level also has come down in the last 2 years. Therefore, we are in a position to invest in more ships. However, we are value investors, so we are looking for a good time and good prices for investment. We have not yet found those time, and we are waiting for those opportunities. So when that happens, then we will be looking to grow. As regards the market, the tanker market outlook will be again fully decided by how the pandemic plays out. If finally we get an end to the pandemic without a third, fourth wave, etc., then we can hope to see oil demand coming back to normal levels. If that happens, then we can have the tanker market doing well. Then our profitability will go up significantly. So it all depends on how the COVID pandemic plays out. If it comes to an end, after that we can come back to normalcy on the tanker rates.